Anthony Joshua. I think that's where we'll start our heavyweight conversation, because I've seen little bits this week where Anthony's obviously, he gave an interview to Addy on DAZN where he's talking about taking a bit of a rest, taking a bit of a break, which we all commended last week, and he'll come back in 2023. Hopefully, if it is against Dillian Whyte, I'm all for that. I've no problem with him taking any other knocks as well. But the conversation this week has been about who he's going to be training with. Obviously, a long time man alongside him was Robert McCracken. We saw a little bit of a change last time out with Mr. Garcia, and now it seems to be up in the air as to where he's going to go. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Roy Jones Jr. has chirped up this week. He's been doing an interview saying that he's had a conversation with Anthony, and that is something that they're looking to explore going forward. I'm unsure about that. If I'm really, really honest, there's a combination, Roy Jones Jr. and Anthony Joshua. This is no disrespect to Roy. He's a great trainer. He's doing good stuff for Chris Eubank Jr. I just think there's maybe some better options in the United States. In particular, I'd like Anthony to go to the States, who have specialised and worked with some of the big heavyweights previously, that Anthony could get some real good time with. I think I'd like to see him up sticks from the UK, go to America, spend some time over there, and come back Anthony Joshua 2.0, and hopefully kick on in 2023.
Let me use an analogy of two savannah animals from Africa. I think this is like the combination of one of the big cats with a rhinoceros. Because when you look at Roy Jones Jr.'s style, he was a prowling, predatory figure in the ring, able to climb up weights using his natural ability, climb up weight divisions using his natural ability. And he could only see things that he and very few others could see, and he relied on those skills. Anthony Joshua is a rhinoceros. He's a big, powerful, dangerous, heavy man. I know he's dropped some musculature because you can see it in him at the moment. If in the Great Savannah...
carry on.
The big cat can find symbiosis with a rhinoceros, then I don't want to sound like Eric Cantona here, but...
Very good. It is very good.
But if they can find symbiosis, we may have a new king of the jungle. But I don't, like you, when I heard the forces of RJJ joining with AJ, RJJ, AJ, I wasn't sure. No. But, do you know?
You never know.
Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely, stranger things have happened. I just think the style of Roy Jones Jr., I think it works with Chris Eubank, and you're seeing that because I think Chris Eubank is that person that likes to, you know, he likes to sit and single shot people.
He sits, exactly.
Whereas I think that Anthony Joshua's strength is the combinations, coming forward, throwing multiple shots and TKOing people with brute force. And I just think there's better, with all, like I said, Roy Jones Jr. is a great trainer. I just think there's better people that would be better suited to Anthony Joshua that have been with heavyweights in the past that could get the very best out of him. There's a few that he actually trialled with before he decided to go with Robert Garcia that I thought that could be a really good combination over in the United States. I would like him to up sticks. I would like him to go...
Are you going to say Virgil Hunter?
I like Virgil Hunter.
I do. I do for him.
I like Eddie Reynoso as well.
I like Eddie Reynoso for him as well.
So I'd like him to up sticks and go and stay there. Don't bring them over here and be in the comforts of Sheffield and all that type of thing. Let's do something different. Let's change it a little bit. Go to America, spend some time in California and work with those guys out there, because in those gyms, you've got guys coming in from Cuba and various other places that'll want to take his head off in sparring, and that'll be the best amount of sparring that he'll get.
I know we're going to listen to Dillian Whyte next from a sit-down I did with him at a lunch yesterday, but one of the things is Dillian's obviously training with Buddy McGirt now in Los Angeles, and he's got some interesting things to say about that. And as it all comes out, as it spills out, close to November the 26th when he fights Jermaine Franklin, who's training obviously with Tyson Fury, who's undefeated, who Dillian has a lot of respect for, we will hear. I just think that change of scene for Anthony Joshua, being in America, takes the pressure off him in lots of ways. I think... Yes, he's someone that likes the fabric of his own design. He's very controlling in that way, in a good way. I mean, it's not a criticism. But I would love to see him go on a Sudgeon, go on another rite of passage for phase 3 of his career, because he's approaching phase 3 of the career now. It's make or break. I mean, we always say that about him. He's such a huge figure. I want to reiterate what he's achieved as a fighter, what he's done for British boxing and world boxing. When he started on his journey in 2012, we didn't have 5 or 6 of the best heavyweights in the world in the top 10. We do now from Britain. And that's obviously Tyson Fury's come back as well, and he's done what he's done. But it's a difficult one with Anthony because he can't unlearn what he is, in my view. I think George Foreman has said it about him. He thinks he's an incredibly talented fighter, but he just needs to know what he is and go out and be that.
You've just said the word. You've just said the word, fighter. He thinks what's happened is, over a period of time, is that he's tried to become a boxer. And that's not, listen, for me, Anthony Joshua is a wrecking machine. It's finding someone who can get him back to what he was at the start of his career. And I genuinely think he can absolutely come again. He's got all the tools in the toolbox to come again and become the heavyweight champion for a third time. That would be an unbelievable achievement. I just think he's got to go and find the right people. And I would like that to be, listen, he's got to make the decision, but I'd like that to be him up in sticks, going to America, spending some time over there, away from all the trappings of everything that happens over here in the UK, and maybe picking one of those gyms over in California. Going to be interesting to see how this all develops. Do you think it will be Dillian Whyte next? If Dillian Whyte looks fantastic against Franklin at the back end of November, do you think it'll be Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua next?
Oh, I do. Because that's a big stadium fight. It's not an O2 Arena. It's not a Manchester Arena, Spurs or Arsenal or Wembley even. It's a big fight. It's Brit on Brit crime, those two, when they meet in there. I was going to say something different, but it's North and South London. It's heritage. Yeah, it's blood. And those two have got it in oodles for each other. They
gave us a great fight first time round. They've developed so much to this point now. Both of them have, especially Dillian, and it's a really, really, really good fight.